Why not you? Why not you? Why are you still self-sabotaging 25% into the new year already? Quarter one is about to finish and you've done nothing. Every time it's the same question, why not you? And I'm going to explore these ideas of why these self-blames hurt you so much. They hurt you so much and you don't even realize. And let me explain to you. Let me explain to you for this video, right? Look, there's always the ground in mastery, right? You always need to know these points if you want to do something, right? You need clarity, stability, confidence. Those are the three things you need, and that is the three things you need. If you want that to be you and have your dream life, you need those three things. You need rule-based decisions. You need to have disciplined rules, motivation rules. You need to have them and point them and make them realize. You need to realize they have to be there. You have to implement them. You have to implement them and make them work. You need consistent progress. Little steps, tiny little steps make the biggest impact. Small decisions, private wins, those make the big impact. The tiny little things every single day make the biggest impact. Clear feedback loops. You need feedback. Feedback too late or absent makes no sense. Feedback improves your mistakes. So if you don't have feedback, what is even the point? How are you even going to try and learn without feedback? It is like try to learn a sport, but you have no coach, right? Commit or step away. You either commit or you step away. You either turn down the desires, you turn down your desires, or you increase your effort. Core, know where I stand. This is the things you need to know. These are the things, this is how your life is supposed to be, right? The core is you need to know where you need to stand, where you're standing, right? I stand here. I work at this job. I love this. I stand here. I stand here with my viewpoints on this commitment, on this opinion. That's what you need to. And the issue really is your uncertainty and incompetence. You're uncertain in who you are, what you want to do with your life. You need to know where you stand. And the real shift is you need to own your sustainable process. You need to own your own processes. You need to own it. You need to own it. And that desire is grounded in mastery, right? Right. Dream outcomes. Before we start, if you want to learn more about mindset psychology, there is a special thing about success that you need to realize, that is, you need to see the word differently. You need to see the world differently. You need to see it as if you're seeing it through a third person's glasses, a third person, like in a video game. You need to see it in a different way. And what I've done is make you realize that you need to see it in a different way. And success leads, because when somebody tells you, when you learn it from somebody, right, you never actually realize that information. So to fix that problem, because you never really actually learn the information, I have made a program which reassures you and tells you over and over again the rules that you need to follow in order to make it. To have success, to have the mindset, to have the psychology, the 4 ideas of how you will fix your psychology and mindset, and how to see the world differently so you can have success. And if you're really interested in something like that, click the link in the description and join my program. Right, but back to the video. Understanding core fears and desires of personal growth, right? You have time-related and financial. So let's start with financial. Financial fears. You have irrecoverable mistakes. If you have irrecoverable mistakes, you can't make it back. Everyone's scared. I have to pay. If I pay this, I can't pay the bills. That is such a big fear. And if that is a fear, you have bigger things to fear about. First point. The first. Unresolved risk and unresolved losses. Massive fear. If you have unresolved risk and unresolved losses, you've learned nothing. Unresolved risk is just a fear on its own. The fear of undoing progress. You'll never undo progress, you're just learning. Maybe you have to take a few steps back, but you're always going to take a few steps forward. Big lunges forward. Going back is not always a bad thing. Because if you see it back, like I told you, you see it in third person. You see the way the world actually works. And then paralysis and overanalysis. Paralysis and overanalysis. If you're paralyzed and you overanalyze and overthink, you won't get anywhere because you keep thinking it stuck in your own mind. It is not that deep. Move on, do it, and you see your life will change. Safe activities over real actions. If you prefer safe activities over real action, like sitting, actually, no, like having a job, for example, like having a job, sitting on the couch, watching TV, being on your phone, constantly scrolling. If you prefer that over real action, what is even the point? Because apparently you're doing work. You have to prioritize real action over safe activities because safe activities don't get you anywhere. Real action gets you forward, moves you forward every single day. And the core problem about this, right? You can't afford to be wrong. That is a main big fear about people have nowadays. That is a fear I have, right? And let me tell you, the issue with that is you have no more self-trust and recovery doubts, right? Self-trust and recovery doubts, that just tells you that you don't trust yourself, that you don't have confidence anymore. And in order to succeed, you need trust and be able to recover and realize a mistake is a mistake and I won't make it again. And the shift is mistakes as data, not threats. If you're in a quantitative job or side hustle, you realize mistakes are mostly just money related. They're numbers on a screen. If they don't affect you, that mistake doesn't even exist. Why? Because you've learned from it immediately. Nowadays, we live where money is just a number on a screen, right? So think of them as data. Oh, okay, I lost here. It's fine. I'll make it back. Don't treat them as a threat. Oh, I lost. I can't do it. In the long run, they won't even matter. So let's get to our time-related problems. Your fear is wasted effort, right? Everyone has the fear of wasted effort. But the truth is told, lost time. The fear is you've lost more time than money, right? Like, your time, you always have to trade your time for money at the start, right? So I mean, not always, but remember, the time you spend always matters because you've learned something just because you didn't lose a little bit of money, right? Or didn't get any. Overconsumption and little action. That is wasted effort at max. The fact that you're consuming and not making should be a wake-up call for you. Little action is basically just sitting there and saying, I can't do this. I'm gonna do this instead. Stop over-consuming and watching TikTok and watching YouTube constantly and do the thing that they're doing because they're profiting off you. And you got to realize another fear from that is misaligned courses and systems that cause you to have wasted effort. If you're misaligned with your systems and courses, of course you're going to waste your effort. So get aligned with your courses and systems, align with my program, for example, and your effort will tenfold. Why? Because you realize what is going on. And if you implement them in your life, everything changes. Restarting after failures. Restarting after failures it should never be a fear, right? Because if you're restarting, that means you've already learned what's going on and you will tenfold go faster. So don't be scared. But the core idea is, the core fear you have is, does time matter? Issue is, right, unclear priorities. Your time does matter, but you need to put the time. The time matters so much, you have to put it to correct priorities. And the shift is, yeah, interesting shift, right? Accumulation to iteration. You need to stop accumulating so much time and putting it into one bunch, and you need to iterate it somewhere. You need to put it there. You need to assign some to a hobby, assign some to a side hustle. You have to assign time to each thing. That is what iteration is. Doing it, putting a little bit there, a little bit there. You're folding it up so you don't accumulate so much, which you realize, oh, I have wasted effort. I can't do anything. I'm wasting my time. Stop doing that. Stop. All right? You have to stop accumulating and you have to do it. And that is the core ideas of understanding your core fears and desires in personal growth. You have time and financial. These two things hold people back so much. So stop worrying. Financial problems will go away eventually. And time-related problems, you have infinite time. There's people starting at 60 and you're 20, for example. You have infinite time. Just do it. Just start. No, I can't do this. Yesterday was the best time. Today is the second best time. So do it. That's all I'm going to leave you with today. You need to understand, in order to succeed, you need these ideas. And if you want one step further, take one more step towards success. Mindset and psychology is so important. So if you want to see the world differently and listen to me over and over and over again tell you the problems you have and how to see the world, then you're going to realize how life really is and how precious it is. And it'll get you one step closer to success. And if you're interested in that, which I hope you are, because I would definitely will be. Information learned from my mentors, I will say. If you're interested, click in the link in the description. I hope you enjoy it. And again, thank you for watching. See ya next time.